in terms of people going on about water bottling and you shouldn't water bottle and things like that. When they had the Christchurch earthquake, the first people that the government called were people like our business. And we had product here that we were producing at night. It was getting shipped up to Whenuapai Airport and it was being transported down. If we didn't exist, that would not be an option for the government to be able to do that. And it's like a saying, right now there's a massive flood in Guangdong in China, and non-food, just truckload after truckload going in. Yeah. Because if you don't, the disease that can come from it, you know with Edgecombe and the amount of work that was done there by all of the people that are in this area, if they don't have clean drinking water, diseases just rapidly grows and people die. And that the owner of non-food has seen this happen personally in China, and that's why he does what he does, yeah.
So it doesn't really change hands until after, what, next year?
No, it doesn't change until the consents are granted through the court.
Oh, right, yep.
Yeah. I'm still here.
Yeah,
I've been here this has been going on for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Oh.
Okay, that's a long time.
And it's totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. And I guess, yeah, I see things in the Resource Management Act and the Environment Court system that is so archaic. Mm-hmm. It's like, for instance, there's been a lot of objections about the discharge into the drain, right? Into the drain that's out the back here. Because all the stormwater off the roofs here cannot go into the subsoil here. It's got to be put into the drain, right? So the council has laws, and the law relates to that you're not allowed to discharge contaminants that cause the drain to change or would cause the fauna and flora. You're not allowed to. Mm. But people can object to that, which is saying, well, hang on. If you have a law that states that, and they do that, then you should shut them down. Mm. If for instance, non-food discharge a whole lot of acid into the drain, should be either that or fined so much that, I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for doing it. And I know they wouldn't. So, you're caught between where you have a law, but then an individual can object to the action of you being able to discharge of the drain, which is covered by and they're pretty horrific fines. You know what farms are like if their waste discharges into the river or things like that. Environment BAP take them to court, and for an individual farmer, it's $50,000 to $60,000 fine. So that's the watchdog. Mm. But it's taken the huge cost by Creswell to monitor the drain because there's no information on it. Mm. And so Environment BAP said, well, if you're on discharge, you now have to monitor this. And in fact, the oxygen level in that particular drain right now just sustains life. There are eels in there that are real old, and they're about that long and they're about that round. They can't grow any more because if they grew any higher, larger, they probably would not die because they can't get enough oxygen into that body stream to live. So what we discharge in there will be oxygenated water, which will help the drain immensely. Yeah. Mm. So it's things like that, and it's difficult to accept when when someone just can hold up your process by doing that. It really is. It's sad in that respect. But it is what it is. I guess trying to get things changed is really the next step forward for us anyway, because I think it's wrong. Things are going backwards in this area. There's no, yes, just making sure that, when I see all these students around and I'm saying, well, what sort of jobs are you guys going to get? What are you looking to do? All go to university? Good idea. Yeah. I think it's a very wise decision. And we talked about the different jobs here, there are so many things that interest you in terms of like geology and hydrology and what the things that we've learned over the last 30 years, because we've been involved with this sector for so long. It's really interesting to see how, how the experts had actually calculated what the recharges were, how it all came about. It's really important for this area, because there's lots of people going on about, why can't we have this good water? Well, the water to Whakatane district and all that is free. It's not the water. The water is used as the tool of measurement. It's all the structures. I mean, when you look at over here, they've been working over here for months in the pump houses just over the road, which is Whakatane District Council. They've had to put a new main line in. I don't know how much that cost. I hate to think what it was. Yeah, well, it's huge cost. So if this water went from here to Whakatane, what's that, 35, 40k, 35k's? They're talking $15 million to pump it there. I think they're way short. It'd be something like 30 to 35 million by the time they're done. Then it's the annual maintenance costs. So all of those costs have to be met by the consumer. And the only way they can work it out is to put a meter on and saying, well, we're going to charge you by cubic meter. So they work out all the costs involved with that project for a year. So how much is it going to cost us to maintain and run this? How much does it cost us to put it all in? What is the service cost in terms of interest, repayments? Then they look at saying, righto, that's going to cost us, say for pluck a figure out of it, $3 million a year. So we then divide on what we think the consumers in that area will use, and that's how they set the rate. So that rate is not, it's just a rate per litre to fund the project. And that's what it is. So people saying, oh, we should get it all they get it all for free, but no, it's not like that. It's because the cost in terms of just putting this boring out here is just a little bit underneath $1 million for the new bore that went in here. So it's a huge cost, because it's all stainless steel. It's all food grade stainless, which is 316L. That's way more expensive than just the normal run-of-the-mill stainless. And that will give a lifetime of no problems in trade, but it's extremely costly to put down.
When you get the consent from regional council, do you have to pay for it like a litre or anything?
No, we pay an annual fee. An annual fee
to the regional council.
Yeah, to the regional council. Yeah. The consent, just the resource consent fee, or the costs of what Creswell's paid, I would hate to think what that is. In terms of all of the experts that they have, the cost would be horrendous.
So at the end of the year, when you pay the annual fee, is that determined by the amount of water you've used?
Yeah, it's very, very similar. No, it's to what is consented.
Oh, right.
So if I only use a litre of that,
You still
still
pay
pay for the
consented
liquid.
amount?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.